Hey, welcome back to another one. Now, let's get into the fun part of the chopped L300 engine conversion. Now, of course, every engine conversion there's always little teething problems, and this is mine. The cooling. Now we're about to put in a much bigger fan because we're hitting temps that I don't quite like. But first up, let's roll the intro. Okay, so it's probably pretty obvious that I'm upgrading the thermo fans for a certain reason. Now, registered, engineered, so I'm on the road. I'm trying to push it a little bit to find out where its weak spots are, so obviously I can fix that. Now, cooling is one of them. I went for a nice drive on the weekend and I thought I'd hunt down some hills and just see how it goes up them. I got to a stage where I was at about 105 degrees and it just sat there. So to me that meant there wasn't enough airflow in the engine bay, which is a common problem, or probably the main problem with the V6 engine conversion into a van. So what I've done, this fan is an eBay special. I think its CFM is rated at 1430, 12 inch. What I've done is purchased one of Aeroflow's brand new brushless fans. Now this bad boy, check this. This is a 14 inch brushless 2900 CFM. So hopefully that'll keep the car cool, because cruising around the streets we were okay. We're sitting on about 95-ish, and for the Buick I believe between 90 and 100 is the optimal running temps. So let's get rid of this 1430 CFM and install the 2900 CFM. First things first, this hole is obviously meant for the 12 inch fan. I'd assume that's your normal mounting direction. I'm just going to tilt mine to the side because it will help with this wire as well, to where the new wire is in the car. So as you can see there, it is a little bit bigger. I've got a little bit to cut out, so we'll go get the plasma cutter and cut this out. So before I go and put the other fan in, let me just show you the difference between the two in obviously like fan noise and CFM rating. So this is the eBay special. And here is the new Aeroflow brushless, and this one actually comes with soft start as well, so let's give it a whirl. I honestly thought that was going to bloody fly off. Sounds like a drone. So there we have it, all mounted up. It is a little bit bigger. I was just wondering, all those Radiator and thermofan experts out there, should I block that bit off? Because obviously this is going to be the path of least resistance, so I don't want it sucking in all the air from top and bottom and not actually over the whole radiator. What do I do? So before I put the shroud and the new fan in, I will show you exactly what's going on. Here we have the good old mighty VN Series 1 V6 3.8 litre. Here on the left we've got a 3-core alloy radiator with about 100mm gap. So that's where our problem is. And because of the motor's size, there is no air flow around the opposite sides of the motor. So I've got headers in there that need to be ceramic coated. There's coolant pipes which are just above the headers as well, so I might get that done as well. Few things to look at. So let's get this shroud back in, fill it up with coolant, go for a drive. Alright, so I did a little dodgy, filled up the sides, just bent a bit of alley, and it's time to put it in. I had to turn off the camera yesterday. Man, this car. Anyways, the end result is, when I was putting the shroud back in, it pierced the radiator. So now I have to work out how to get the radiator out so I can fit a brand new one in there. And I'll jump over the other side and I'll show you what has to be removed so I can take the radiator out. For this radiator to come out, first things first, I need to take the passenger seat out. The alternator needs to come off. The power steering pulley needs to come off. Water pump needs to come off. I do need to take that off anyways because there is a slight leak somewhere in there. And I'll have to move the coil pack out the way so I can then slide the radiator out. And while I'm at this stage, I am just going to get the headers ceramic coated. I'll jump around the other side and I'll show you what else is going on there. Here we are on the driver's side. We'll just jump in under the front wheel. What you can see here, I'll set the light up a bit better. What you've got right here is the top radiator coolant pipe which goes around to the back into the thermostat, and yes, right there is the headers. So I might get this pipe ceramic coated and definitely get the headers ceramic coated as well while I'm at this stage. Broken man. Here we go, look at that, money down the drain. The wife asked me this morning, what are you working on today? And I think the right answer was my mental health. This car, would I do this conversion again? No. I did have the 4G63 turbo out of an Evo 3. It would have cost more to rebuild, but it would have been so much more space in the engine bay. So I'll show you what's happened. We've got alternator out of the way, pulleys off. Later on I'm going to clean this up because we've got the cap right there, so I want to be, even though I can undo it, I'll just tidy that up so it looks a lot better and rip that radiator out. There we have it, radiator is out, the pusher fan is still in there, which I'll get that out in a sec. Here we are a week later. Now enough of that Debbie Downer shit, but before we get to this good stuff, I found out the reason why the water pump was leaking. On this motor there's two different size bolts, and there was one bolt down the bottom which had bottomed out in the block, and could I get that off? No. So that ended up snapping clean with the front of the block. Long story short, I had to drill it out and tap it with the next size up. So now my water pump's got 3 different size bolts. Anyways, goodies have turned up. Brand new radiator, and check this out. How good do they look? So these have been ceramic coated from Ceramic Coatings Tasmania, probably one of the only ceramic coaters here in Tas. They smashed it out of the park. I said this is pretty urgent, and they did. They got it done heaps quick. So first things first, I'm going to put these back in, and then we can start getting into putting the radiator, a brand new radiator in. The good thing about having a banged up radiator is that I could move and twist it and do whatever I needed to do to make the brackets. So hopefully this will be a straightforward installation. I've told the car I'm sick of its attitude, stop with the crap, let's just get on with it. So hopefully it's listened and it's all up from here. Let's get these on. How good does that look? Very nice. So while I'm in here, I'm just going to change the plugs as well, because I haven't done that since the motor was rebuilt. And just tighten everything else up. As you can see, all the new gaskets in the water pump. That was the bolt there. It snapped clean off on the face, so all fixed. Well, I think that's about enough excitement for one day. I've got the fan shroud on. Those bits are filled in at the bottom. I had to tighten up a fair few hoses or hose clamps, and I was just looking over everything. So I'll leave this till first thing in the morning. See you then. Oh well, 8:30 in the morning, radiator's in. As you can see here, it's on that slight angle pointing out. I really did want to put the radiator on an angle like this, but I can't, because way down the back there is a steering arm. So at full lock it's pointing furthest back this way, and I've got about a 10mm gap at the moment. So it's in, there's enough clearance in there to get a belt on. I just got to put all the pulley belts on now and see how we go. One coolant pipe on, headers on, we're getting there. Pulleys back on, belts back on. I just chucked a little bit of colour on there for some stupid reason. So we're just left to fill it up with coolant, I believe, and kick it in the guts. Okay, there's the Haltech dash is on, and we are in the NSP, and just here I just need to change that to high. Relays clicked, thermofan should start. This is awesome, this Haltech stuff. Alright, so it's clicked off. I highly assume I have to now upgrade the power wire. Okay, here we go. Dash back in. Power wire upgraded. Relay's just gone off. You can really feel the wind. Let's slide this up. Oh, look at that. So good. Time to get some coolant in it and get it warm while we have this bloody windstorm going on here at the moment. Okay, here we are in the car. Let's see what happens. I've changed the kick-in temp to 90. The laptop's just gone flat, so I can't even change that. I believe the kick-in thermo temp for a VN Commodore is about 103, so I might have to up it a bit more, 95, 97, something like that. But let's just go for a quick cruise. And love the luxury of electric windows, especially in a 1985 model car. This is probably not a 100% test either, because the side guards or the inner guards are not on, the front bash plate is not on, which it's now allowing that extra airflow into the actual engine bay. But the main thing about this test is just the thermofan. So hopefully the ceramic coating on the exhaust has lowered engine bay temps, because as you can imagine with the L300, the engine bay, it's just like a big dome and there's no room for the air to escape when it's at the top. So that's why the engine bay temps are pretty warm. It feels like I've got a heated seat sometimes. Let's sort of just sit here and pretend I'm at like the set of lights. So we're at 89, the fan should kick in pretty soon. Hopefully the fan turned off, where last time the fan never ever turned off. 90 degrees. Can definitely hear that the fan's on. It's dropping down to 91. It was at 92, tipping on 93. Back down to 90. Fingers crossed this is it. I'm gonna go hunt for a hill. Alright, so I'm just about to start a hill climb. The fan's still on, we're at 91. This is not a big hill, but it's a hill that the temperature's jumped. Kick back to third, because his gearing is shocking. Commodore 3.08, the L300 4.87. So I'll work on that later on. I'm going to wrap this video up here. It's starting to rain as well, but I need to put all the bash plates on and the inner guards. I think we have some success. The temp is set at 90 at the moment, but I will change that to about 93, so I can hopefully keep the car running at about 95. So a good fan, a good proper fan, makes all the difference. So thanks for watching, and I will definitely see you on the next one, because the next one we have either canopy fit out or a rig rundown, which can't wait for that. So see you then.